welcome back to Glitter Budget with your hosts, Anjanette.
And Jess?
And in today's episode, we're starting our family movie
I don't know.
extravaganza.
Sure. I don't know.
Well, we're doing a bunch of animated movies this month, the month of November, because that's what we're in now.
That's
Fucking 2020 keeps rolling on.
Listen, we're almost at the end.
But we just lost Sean Connery, so
Yeah,
it still has some bite left.
it does. I mean, I didn't say it was going to end without a fight, but I'm saying it's we're closing it out. We're getting closer.
Yep. Yeah, we are. Anyway, we're starting off with a movie from 1982, The Last Unicorn. And so this was a fully animated movie in the style of Thundercats from back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
They both have a similar style. And the directors, Jules Bass and Arthur Rankin Jr., also directed Thundercats as well.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
They were in everything.
Oh, no. They produced, I believe they produced Thundercats.
Anything they didn't do in the 80s?
No. They did a lot of our favorite, like, childhood movies, like the Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July, Jack Frost. They did the animated Hobbit, Frodo
yeah.
of the Nine Fingers
Oh, my
in
God.
the Ring of Doom. Do you remember that? No?
No.
No. All right.
No.
Well, it was a good time. It was a good time. But they did all of those from back in the 70s and 80s. So that's cool.
They were busy people. Damn.
They were. They did. They kind of like ruled all of the animated shit from back in the day.
I was raking in the cash.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, The Last Unicorn, it is based off of a novel by Peter S. Beagle, and he also wrote the screenplay for
Didn't
the movie.
he get, like, royally screwed?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, he did.
He didn't get the monetary compensation that he should have.
No.
But anywho's all.
Just gonna
Just
jump right over
gloss
that
on
fact.
over that. But it stars the voice acting talents of Alan Arkin, Jeff Bridges, Mia Farrow, Tammy Grimes, Robert Klein, Angela Lansbury,
Yes.
Christopher Lee, and several others.
I was like star packed.
Yeah.
It was one of those things too. Like, I mean, obviously, they were much younger back then. But you could typically still pick up on whose voice is who.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't really recognize Jeff Bridges' voice.
I could.
Yeah.
It wasn't as Big Lebowski-ish as
Wasn't the dudes.
it wasn't the dude, not the one that you're used to. But yeah, it was still pretty there. Alan Arkin it definitely sounds like Alan Arkin, just obviously much younger, but his voice was recognizable.
Yeah.
And that was this was the first I believe animated movie that Angela Lansbury did the voice acting for before she went on to do Mrs. Potts and whatnot.
I don't know why I just always assumed that she would have done more with voice acting.
No, I think that was one of her firsts. And that she played the witch. Oh my God, what was her name? Angela Lansbury. What was your name? Mommy Fortuna.
Oh.
Yes. So, anyway, in this story, the movie of The Last Unicorn, it is about a unicorn.
You don't say.
It's surprising, right? Like you didn't see it coming?
I didn't see it coming at all. It was like, oh, shit, right out of left field already.
Jesus. Like that Peter S. Beagle, he really knew how to spin a tail. But so like in the beginning of the movie, the unicorn, she doesn't actually have a name yet till the twist later on in the movie.
So I've never seen this movie up until a couple days ago. So this
You're
is
welcome for that.
This is definitely something I probably would have enjoyed as a child. Like watching it, I was like, oh yeah, like somebody had showed this to me as a kid, I definitely would have eaten it up.
Yeah.
As an adult,
It's a little weird.
it I was just like, really a self-centered bitch? You just now noticed you're the only fucking one?
Yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah, I was like, what was she doing before when she realized that the literally thousands of other unicorns that they were all gone.
Yeah.
I don't know what she was doing, whatever, but
Because it
so
wasn't like a line or two of dialogue of like, I don't know, their enchanted forest expanded or like, you know what I mean? Like something to indicate that they were starting to spread out. And,
mhm.
she was kind of like, that she was kicked out because she was a fucking bitch. And she's like, oh, I just assumed like everybody was fine. And oh wait, they're not? Like, I'm it?
Yeah.
I'm
Like
it?
so there are these two hunters that are in this enchanted forest that I guess the unicorns normally lived in, and they explain that this forest is full of magical creatures and they're, you know, it's magical because of the unicorns.
Yeah.
But he's saying like, "Oh, there's only like one unicorn left." And he's like, "Stay in this forest, don't leave because, you know,
Well, she could get actually be killed
yeah."
if she leaves the forest.
Mhm.
So,
So that's when she realizes, "Oh shit, I'm the only one." And then she's like, "Well, where'd everyone go?" And then she gets riddled by a fucking butterfly. And after some, there's a lot of questionable music, but the soundtrack did really well over in Germany.
yeah, fucking weird.
Hmm.
All right. Because, like, damn, it was painful.
It,
It was painful, and then for a hot second, I was like, "Is this a fucking musical?" And this bitch didn't tell me.
I, I forgot. Okay, so the music that plays in the transitional times, like when there isn't
And
dialogue,
the montages.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's pretty bad. Um, it's how would you even describe it?
I don't. It's
Because
just
the
garbage. I
first
don't even
song,
know.
he's the guy. Oh, the music is by America, the band, and so they sing a song about the last unicorn.
It's very cheesy, corny, and very 80s.
Yeah,
It. Oh, it's just bad.
like
It's
weird
just really
guitar
bad.
solos and stuff like that, and then
It's cheesy, corny 80s that are trying to be like whimsical and like fairy tale esque
yeah,
feel to it,
yeah. I
and it's
guess
just bad.
it's not good. That's what we know. But so anyway, I had forgotten because like the last time I had seen this movie was when I was younger, back in the 80s, early 90s is probably the last time I saw this movie. And I don't remember her singing. And I don't know if it's Mia Farrow singing, but it wasn't great. And then I think Jeff Bridges, his character is supposed to sing as well. And I don't know if it was Jeff Bridges singing, but it wasn't great. But this was near like the end of the movie, and you're at that point you're just like, can you can you stop? Can you stop? This is it's bad. Like she's singing in a register that she shouldn't be singing in.
Right.
Um and the lyrics are not great because at this point, so like okay, so the unicorn goes traveling outside of the forest to try and find um
Yeah, they're
the other
unicorns.
unicorns, and the butterfly, after doing all of his riddles and songs, 'cause that's all he kind of fucking talks in, like stories and songs and all this kind
Yeah.
of shit, he eventually says, well, they were driven out by the Red Bull, which
Very
I,
cryptic.
yes. And I was like, hey, I love Red Bull. And I have to look up to see if this is where they got their whole thing from,
Yeah.
because where else would you have gotten Red Bull from, honestly? Other
Well,
than, like, what would make you think, ah, Bull, yes. But Red Bull, that's the ticket.
well,
So it might, I have a theory, and I must ask the makers of Red Bull if this is correct, that they had gotten their logo and the name of their company from this movie, The Last
well,
Unicorn.
we'll find out. To be continued on that.
Yes. Any hoozle. So she she went and I was just laughing because I said any hoozle and my Google thing thought that I said Google and it lit up and I was like,
You talking to me?
yeah, me? Uh-oh, no. I upset her. Anyway, um, she goes off and she ends up getting captured
Pretty
by
freaking quick.
pretty quick because she slept real heavy. Now you're sleeping on the job. You shouldn't have done that. But she realizes that humans can't really tell that she's a unicorn because she,
They're kind of non-believers at this point, right? Like most of
yeah,
them.
hmm
Yeah.
like especially men. Men are the kinds that like they
More
don't see it.
they're more logical.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, that's how the story goes. Is that men don't see him because they don't see magic. They don't see things for how they really are.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, there's some truth to
yeah, there is.
that. I don't. So like, all right. Just from my like take on it, and mind you, my take on it was like pretty fucking bleak and like snarky. Um,
hmm
I'll admit, but so I'm like, all right. So she doesn't realize that like her brethren are missing for God only knows how long. Like it wasn't like anything recent.
No, I think
Just
it was a
now
while.
come out of your own self-centered bubble to realize that you're it. So then when she leaves and nobody really notices, they think that she's just a mere mare. So she discriminates and is prejudiced against regular horses.
Yeah,
They're beneath her.
yeah.
How dare
She's
you?
like a mare. Me, I, a mare, and she's just offended.
Yes. But I was also disappointed that she didn't impale anybody with her horn. It was a perfect opportunity when you're trying to capture her to just like unicorn. There you go.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I guess he probably would have been a believer at that point.
I would think so.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, after she's almost caught by some random dude, she actually is captured by Mama Fortuna, played by Angela Lansbury, and she is this woman that casts illusions on regular animals to make them look like they are these mythical creatures, like a manticore, a griffin, like a dragon, hydra type thing. Um, but she also has now two actual magical creatures in her little circus of magical creatures.
Yeah, and she's just, enslavement
Yes,
of animals.
but so she has now a unicorn and she has a harpy.
Yeah, which, side note, because people don't really think that she's a unicorn, she had to like put a spell and a fake horn on her to get people to actually
See her.
see her.
Yeah, because
The
like you
irony.
said, the irony. But yeah, and what was funny about okay, so this movie, like we said, was made in 1982,
Yeah.
back before PG-13 was a thing, and I believe it was originally rated G, not even PG or anything like that. But once people kind of caught on to the fact that the harpy has three tits
3 giant tits with
hanging
nipples, like just
like,
swinging.
and later on, the unicorn is actually turned into a woman. And she's all naked at first. So they were like, oh, naked ladies and tits. We got to make it PG-13. And they said damn twice.
No, I picked up on all that. Then I was just like, what? Like I was texting her. I'm like, why does this vulture thing have tits?
And I was like, it's a harpy. It does what harpies do.
I just, I don't, I don't know. I was focused on probably all the wrong things.
Probably. We were watching it with adult eyes. I think when you're a kid, you don't realize. You
Oh
just see this
no.
hideous, like, vulture creature, and you're like, holy shit, I would not want to fuck with that.
But yeah, and then it devours the witch.
Oh, yeah.
That wasn't actually like very graphic, but you definitely know what's happening though.
Mhm.
I mean, she's
Yeah.
just taking her sweet time. Like,
And what I find, like, more harrowing than anything else is that so at this point, the unicorn meets this bumbling magician called Schmendrick.
he's so cute.
He's voiced by Alan Arkin, and he mostly does like card tricks and whatnot, and that's why he's in this little circus type thing. And he can see the unicorn for what she really is. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't have to, he doesn't see the illusion or whatever. Like he actually knows that she's a unicorn. So
Yeah.
he breaks her out. Um, she in turn breaks out all the other animals and then also frees the harpy. Harpy, being, I guess, kind of like an evil creature,
It's just a murderous thing.
tries to kill the unicorn, and then ends up killing Mama Fortuna and her little Igor type lackey.
Yeah.
So as the harpy is like devouring them, the unicorn and Schmendrick, she's like, just walk away because anything that's if you run it'll attract a magical creature's attention.
Yeah.
So they just
God.
saunter away from the murder scene. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
What else are they gonna do? Like, clearly she survived an attack. Like, she's not gonna. She doesn't want to be eaten. They're trying to like, but she's very like. There wasn't like just don't look, and just walk slowly. She was just like, yeah, don't. We're just gonna walk away. It's cool. It happens all the time. Like, meh.
Yeah, the fact she was so blasé about it, I was like, oh my God, you could probably hear the bones crunching behind you, but whatever. Um, so then all the while, like I guess they're on this quest now together to get to King Haggard's area. So he's the guy that has the Red Bull. And
They never really do give a good explanation though
time
of the Red Bull, where it came from. Did he? You know what I mean? Like, it's
no,
just
there
there.
were a lot of like holes in this story.
Like, I wonder if that's how the book was, or if like when they did the adaptation, like, you know, which happens sometimes in adaptations, like those key pivotal
Yeah,
pieces of information are left out.
but also the guy that wrote the novel wrote
Oh
the
yeah,
screenplay, so
never mind.
you would think that he would have put in the important plot points. So like you don't know how King Haggard got there. You just know that he's kind of like an awful unhappy person. So it used to be like this beautiful lush green place, and then when he took over, it wasn't because they mentioned that.
Yeah,
And somehow he has this Red Bull, and he I don't know why the unicorns left their original
like
forest
yeah,
in
like how he
general.
got them out of the fort.
Yeah. But anyway, so the Red Bull, you know, what? Yeah. But the time also moves funny because once they eventually get to the castle or whatever, they're there for an indeterminate amount of time.
Yeah, true.
Be-
It seems like a while though, because the prince is trying to court her, trying so hard,
so hard.
so hard to court her, and it's you feel like it's days upon days of him trying to figure out like,
Yeah.
and then not not knowing that she's this magical creature of like, why didn't she like it that I killed these magical creatures
Yeah.
for her?
Well, like so as Schmendrick and the unicorn are questing, they come across this like band of pirate type things, and they Smedrick has one moment of actual magic, and he makes it seem like Robin Hood and his band of merry men appear and kind of distract the pirates. And he's like, "Ah, cool, yeah, I did it." And then the one lady type, Molly Grew, was in there with the band of pirates. She's like, "Ah, I saw that you actually like they weren't real, but you fooled everyone else." And she's like, she can actually see the unicorn for what she is, one because she's a woman,
Yeah.
and she's really upset that a unicorn never appeared to her before when she was a young maiden, and now when she's like an old spinster lady, she's like, now you appear, what the fuck? But I still love you and I forgive you. So now Molly Grew is part of the quest to go get the Red Bull. They get within King Haggard's land or whatever, and the Red Bull comes out and is trying to herd the unicorn into where all the other unicorns are. And Schmendrick finally has another moment of magic and turns her into a lady.
Yeah, the downside of that, though, is that, she starts to forget that she's an actual unicorn and she's not a woman and why they were there.
Yes.
But I don't know. I guess, like, as a kid, you said as a kid, you don't question these kind of things and all the plot
Yeah.
holes and the stuff that doesn't make any kind of sense. You're just like, it's a unicorn and there's other unicorns. We gotta find them, Mom.
Exactly. 'Cause it doesn't make sense why he would have magic sometimes and not other times. And like if it was like when he actually believed himself or whatever, I don't know. It just,
I think with him, it was just, because, well, that witch was always kind of like busting his balls about not being an actual wizard. You don't really have or a
mhm,
magician, and you don't have like enough powers or whatever. So maybe it was just, he was young. He had a lot of like confidence issues.
yeah.
Maybe it was just believing in yourself kind of thing. I could get that, but the other plot holes of like, how did you like corral all of these unicorns? Where did you get this bull? Why is the bull so special and necessary to like make this happen?
Yeah. Like, and I guess the reason King Haggard wanted all of the unicorns is that that's the only thing in life that made him happy.
Which is also very random.
Yeah. So, but he wanted all of the unicorns gathered into the sea, where he would just stare at the sea, and that's it. And I'm like, it makes no sense. But at this point, yeah. So like Amalthea, who was the unicorn, that's her lady name. Um, Amalthea's there, Schmendrick and Molly. They're all in this castle, and they're trying to kill time to find out how to get to the Red Bull. And apparently, there's this huge riddle where like when the wine drinks itself, or and the skull laughs, and so like it fucking weird. When all these things fall into place, that's when you'll be able to get to the Red Bull. And it turns out that you literally just had to walk through a clock.
Yep. But I gotta tell you though, man, that skeleton was the best part of the freaking movie.
Yeah,
He cracked me up.
he was pretty funny.
But
Yeah,
I don't know. It was, it's just kind of weird though, because again, like looking at it now and all these plot holes and stuff that doesn't make any sense. But apparently, like this book was very popular and the story was very popular because the amount of stars that wanted to voice act. I mean, Christopher Lee was like, I could redo that line if you want me to. Like, if it wasn't to your liking, like I could totally redo
yeah.
it.
Like he was there with the novel. Like I'm going to be in this movie, and I'm going to be in it. You're like, great. So Christopher Lee, what?
Yeah.
And it's just he also did the German um voice of it too.
Yeah, I
Like
saw
when
that.
they dubbed it in German, he did the German voices there of King Haggard.
I just like I would love to know what we're missing. Why was this so great and popular and amazing? Why was this so like gotta do it? Love the story.
Um, I don't know. It, I I don't know.
And then to like have that poor author do the screenplay and be so involved and then screw him out all that money.
Yeah, he was. I'm not even entirely sure what happened.
Some loopholes, I think, from my understanding of like the contracts.
Yeah.
So, because I know like when the original entertainment source was bought out by somebody or whatever, basically he was supposed to get like 5%. It's like 5% of the net DVD and any television type stuff,
Mhm.
or like income, gross income, 200, 20,000 somewhere around there for any like sequels,
Mhm.
and then like another chunk of like percentage of money, for whatever.
For merchandising.
For yeah, then you got nothing.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, like
And that was recently
I think
too.
he got some money, just not as much as he was supposed to get.
Right. Yeah, no, so he didn't He didn't get nothing. But yeah, but I think that was fairly recently, over the past like 10 years.
That he got
When
anything?
yeah, because it was when whatever company bought whatever company out and like try to like re-release some of the stuff, and I think it was mainly like in Europe. He was just like, hey, supposed to get like X amount of percentage of this kind of stuff in merchandising, and they were like, are you though? You sure?
You're like, no,
I don't think so.
I don't remember that part. Sorry. But yeah, so that sucked for him. You got to check your contracts, people.
Uh, seriously, check them over again. Have somebody else check them over.
Yeah, just
Have
have
somebody else.
somebody else's else.
Yeah, the guy who knows a guy who knows a guy.
Mhm.
Have all those guys check it over too.
Exactly. Have several lawyers on retainer to make sure that they're checking all of the legal loopholes to make sure that you don't get screwed out of money.
Yes, 'cause there are so many loopholes, and you will get screwed.
Yes, especially with like different production companies and um who has the rights to what and all this kind of
I
shit.
feel like
And
that's
it's
how, like in the gist of it, that's how a lot of people end up getting screwed.
yeah, where like one production company like dissolves and like the other one picks it up or if it like in certain countries if you can't play it because of X, Y, and Z or something like that. And it's just it, it's so stupid and convoluted and does not make sense to me because I feel like I am le dumb when it comes to shit like that. I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get it. But yeah, so I think the story didn't quite translate well for us as we got older.
No,
Um
I mean, again, to be fair though, like I didn't have any type of emotional attachment to it from seeing it as a kid. You know what I mean?
yeah. I liked some of the animation though. I thought like the way that they animated the unicorns was really cool. And like she was a beautiful unicorn. Her eyelashes were like they were like way up there. She had purple eyes. It was really pretty. Um, but yeah, and she's eventually she's turned back into a unicorn, and she ends up driving the Red Bull into the sea. And
Which again, thousands of unicorns.
yeah, they
One bull?
yeah.
I don't know.
And
I don't know.
why none of the thousands of unicorns decided to turn their horns on the Red Bull either?
I'm saying. That's why
But
I'm wondering, like, was there a spell that went along with, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. I don't fucking
I
know,
have a
dude.
lot of questions. I wonder if, like, we read the book,
Maybe that's
we would,
something we gotta do to figure out if we're missing something. Cause so all the unicorns they come out of the sea, they go back to the forest,
and in the
and
process, they, like, destroy the castle.
yes, and King Haggard dies, and Prince Lear, who was voiced by Jeff Bridges, um, goes on to be a prince.
Do prince like things.
Yeah, and Schmendrick and Molly, I presumably I guess end up together and do stuff. Like at this point, Schmendrick is now a real magician, so he can do real magician stuff.
That was cute.
And Amalthea is back to being a unicorn. She's afraid to kind of go back to the forest because she's like, I'm different now. I know regret, I know love, but I ain't mad at it. Like that's essentially what she was telling Schmedrick because he's like, I'm sorry, I did such an evil to you. She's like, ain't no thing,
It's an
you know.
experience.
Exactly.
Maybe she'll be a little bit less self-centered.
Exactly. Now with her ragrats. But it was like it's watch it for yourself, because it is free on demand uh on HBO.
If you don't have HBO, you can rent it for like $2.
Ah, okay. I have HBO, so I was able to
Oh,
watch it for
not
free.
all of us are so fucking lucky.
Wow.
Okay.
Someone's a little bitter Betty.
Just a little bit. It's okay though.
But yeah, so we have some more animated movies coming at you in the next coming weeks. The
Yep.
next movie that we're going to do is Flight of Dragons, which also directed by Jules Bass and Arthur Rankin Jr.
Much better.
I like the story of this one better.
Actually, like, didn't mind watching it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. This one was more of my. That one is more of a childhood favorite.
Okay.
Like I would. It was cool. Yeah. Anyway, so stay tuned for that, and all of our social medias will be linked in the description box down below. And if you like our vibe, please like and subscribe. Tell your family and your friends and your loved ones.
Yeah, if you
Shit.
like it, share it.
Yeah. Shit.
Like
Tell people
herpes.
you hate. I don't care. What?
I'm sorry. Seeing if you were paying attention.
Oh, just doing a regular spiel, and it's just like herpes. What?
Sorry.
So I guess
Not like
Jess's
that.
version is spread it like herpes. Mine is, spread the love of the glitter budget gals. Okay?
Don't spread it. Don't spread anything like herpes. I'm sorry.
Jesus God.
I
Anyway.
don't know what's wrong with me.